You know, for over 75 years, Keesler Federal Credit Union has been serving the Gulf Coast with some wonderful options to give you, whether you're buying a home, buy a car or whatever, or just starting out. I remember I got my first savings account with Keesler Federal Credit Union. Mr. James Hollingsworth, chairman of the board with Keesler Federal Credit Union. Thank you for being on the show with us this morning.
Pleasure.
Appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm retired from the Air Force, 38 years active duty, and I kind of served, I like to serve. So I served for 38 years in the military, retired, did civil service and retired from that. But I was asked at one point at the end of my career whether I'd be interested in being on the board of directors for Keesler Federal. And I said, I think I would love that because I had been a member for a long time. So I've been doing this now for about 10 years as the chairman of the board, and really enjoying it. But I'll tell you more about how the board works, just a little bit, not very much, but how we're different from other facilities, other banking facilities.
That's one of the things I want to ask you. I mean, you have financial institutions, then you have credit unions. What makes a credit union different?
I'd say one of the biggest things is that we're a not-for-profit. So I just give the one example of like the board of directors. At a financial institution our side, a board of directors member could make up to, it'd be 6 figures. At a board of directors on a credit union, they're volunteers. So our 7 board members were all volunteers. So if you do the quick math, that's like $1 million a year in salaries that doesn't have to be paid, and then that goes back to the members. It's just one of the examples of the benefits. And then there's also benefits from a tax perspective on how a credit union works versus how a bank works. Definitely.
Now let's talk about giving back.
Right.
You all have, matter of fact, this month you have a big event happening that entails give backs. Talk about that if you would.
So this is our 75th anniversary. So we started in 1947. I'll just give you just a hair of a history. We started in 1947. There were like 10 people, a dozen people. They were civil service workers. They were not military. They were civilians, and they decided they wanted to do a credit union. Credit unions were established. People helping people. That's the whole drive of why we have credit unions. And during that time, it was hard to get a loan. And so those civil servants decided they would try to pool their money so they could make other people's loans. So it went from there. In 1956, the military was able to join as members. It took off. So it went from that dozen members up to, we have 300,000 members now. But that's the significance of our 75th anniversary. This is our anniversary meeting coming up. So we're going to celebrate the whole week. And we're calling it 5 days of give back. So every day during that, we're going to have 75 members receive $75, and then as each day, and then we're going to have one member.
75 each day?
75 each day through the 5 days. Yeah, and and also $1,000 once each day, and then at the end of the week, we're going to draw for a new car. So
it makes me happy to be a member of the credit.
I think it would make everybody happy to have the opportunity to win a car. So we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. And how does someone qualify for this member give back?
Pretty simple. All you have to do is be a primary member in good standing. It's a random drawing, and it'll cycle through, and the computer will pick for us.
Now, even though this week's give backs are special, giving back to members is something that you do year-round, actually.
We do it year-round. In fact, all through the years, we do 75 gifts a month, and it ranges from $100 for having a savings account, $1,000 to assist you in making a loan. We match a deposit up to $1,000. So all that goes on all through the year. So we do that all year long, but the 75th, those 5 days are really big for us, and then that's all coming up to our annual meeting. And then the annual meeting, of course, is a whole other big convention center.
March 23rd.
March 23rd, yep, March 23rd at 7 o'clock, and we'll have lots of drawings for that. I say we're going to have some extraordinary prizes that night also. But on the 5 days part, you do not have to be present to win. Those are going to be randomly drawn every day throughout the week, and they'll be posted on our website so you can check and see if you won. And then at the end of the week, we'll announce who won the car. So separately is the annual meeting on that Thursday night.
The 23rd.
Yeah.
Why is it important for Keesler Federal to give back to its members?
Well, it's people helping people, and we give back. We gave back since day one, but we have given 40. Just for example, the savings that we've given back. $40 million last year alone in saving fees. For example, on what compared to other financials.
Yeah.
But little things like that. But in the grander scale, we have all those give backs that I've talked about here. We also give to CASA. We give to Wounded Warrior Project. We do backpacks for Bright Future, which is huge across the coast. Those are just examples of some of those things that we do. And in just that part that I just mentioned, it's sponsorships and gives back. That was $11 million last year just doing that part.
Well, we have a little less than 2 minutes right now, but Keesler Federal has a very large presence here on the Gulf Coast.
We do. So we have 20 branches on the coast. We have a total of 40, and we're all over the place, so to speak, right? It's like Keesler everywhere. We really are becoming Keesler everywhere. So we have our 20 branches here on the coast. We're now into Louisiana, into New Orleans. We're in Mobile. We're up in Jackson with branches. We have branches in the United Kingdom.
Wow!
So we are growing, and like I said, we have 300,000 members now, and we're just gotta, financials they have to keep growing.
Right.
They have to keep growing. You only make so many home loans to one person or car loans.
Yeah.
So you have to keep expanding your size of your membership in order to keep things going.
Now, we got less than a minute, so I'll just real quick now. I hear membership is open to more than just military people can join.
Yes, so we talked about earlier about the civil service people that started it and the military members joining. And then since then, 1956, when they started, it's grown exponentially. Now, if you think about it, could it be 300,000 members military only? No, it's very broad. It's grown on and on. So it goes across all the different segs, we call them segs, groups that are across literally everywhere. So you don't have to be affiliated, that's the key. You do not have to be affiliated with the military to join Keesler Federal.
What you do is you go to their website and you'll find out more information about it. Mr. Hollingsworth, thank you so much for being here with us. You can be a member of Keesler Federal Credit Union.